Okay, so let me give you my 5-step structure to winning webinar. Sorry, I've reduced it to 4 steps to simplify things a bit, all right? Okay, first of all, is the introduction. So the introduction is where you tell your story. And then in your story, there's like an aha moment, right? So my aha moment was when, I did the whole Rocky video thing and decided I need to do something about my life instead of sitting around a corner and moping, right? That was my aha moment. Your story should also infuse some likability, okay? So yeah, it's okay to show your Lamborghini, your Ferrari, or whatever it is, your private jet, okay? But it's also, I think it's more important to show, the pains that you've experienced, the challenges that you've experienced. That will help you to identify more with the customer, but also show them, that you actually came out of it successfully as well, right? Because if I'm still moping in a corner right now, after like 10, 12 years, you're not going to want to listen to me right now today, right? So make sure you have that after state where you actually overcome the challenge. And at the same time, try and build authority into your story. So for example, in my story, I talked about me being a university lecturer. I talked about me writing books. I talked about me helping clients promote their webinars and seminars with a lot of big names as well and some testimonials. So that will help you to build authority into your presentation as well. Okay, everybody follow me so far? Just type yes. Okay, you have a story. Okay, think about a story that's relevant. I know you guys, everybody has a story. Everybody has a unique story, okay? So that is relevant, that you can also share with your customers. Okay, great, thanks. Great, okay. Then the second part is where you give them the promise. Okay, so the promise, what is it that they are gonna this webinar? How are you gonna solve their problems? What are the 3 things they are gonna, what are the 3 problems they are gonna get solved by hanging out at your webinar? And why? Give them why to stay to the end. So my why to stay at the end today was basically, the webinar template, which I'm gonna give you shortly, okay? And those that didn't stay, they don't get it, right? Simple as that. Then the next step is the 3 problems, okay? So the 3 problems here is like, first of all, I wanted to help you guys overcome the notion and the misconception that webinars can't get results and why webinars can work for your business, right? So that's the big problem. Second problem was, okay, what equipment, what software to use? And the third problem is how to structure and what to say at the webinar, which is here, what I'm doing right now. Okay, and yeah, one of the key things as well that I want to share is that make sure you engage your audience frequently by asking questions. Reason because a lot of presenters, what they do is they just keep going on and on and on, and people get so bored, right? A lot of, especially right now, there's a lot of presenters that go on webinars and they just ramble on, and like people are like falling asleep, right? This great cure for insomnia, if you want to cure your insomnia. Yeah, but the key there to prevent boredom is to make sure there's interaction, right? Get them engaged, okay? Otherwise, people end up looking at the phones, they'll end up getting distracted by other stuff, right? So the key, very important to ask questions and get people to respond. Does that make sense for everyone? See, I'm getting you to respond right now. Type yes if that made sense. Okay, so while you're typing those responses, let me move to the last one. So the last one is your offer. The offer there is how you want to transition, and this is very important, where you transition from your solving the 3 problems to your offer. Okay, so here is the whole thing is after you solve those 3 problems for them, there is a natural consequential problem that you need to identify. Okay, so here for me, and I'll show you this later, is that, okay, say for example, right, you gave them 3 tips on how, so what my clients was giving them 3 things about why, okay, so 3 ways to protect their assets during times of crisis, right? And then the consequential problem is that, okay, but these 3 ways don't solve this other problem, which is getting immediate access to money. And so he managed to bring in a solution for that, so that in case you bite the dust, your children, your family, your wife can have immediate access to money if you put some money into this solution, right? You don't need to wait a year for your will, your insurance policies to pay out, all that kind of stuff, right? So he provided this solution, which is a consequential problem of having those 3 things. Okay, so in my case here, my consequential problem is, we will get into that shortly. And the second thing when you make the offer is good to stack up the value so that people feel that they are getting a good deal, right, from it. And finally, you need to create urgency, because what happens is that at the end of the webinar, which we are approaching right now, you will feel the highest level of excitement, okay? But 3 hours from now, you're like, the excitement has dropped down. So same thing with your webinar attendees. After they finish your webinar, they go and watch TV or whatever stuff, and then the excitement's dropped. So you want them to take action at the webinar, okay? So that's where you need to create urgency, okay? You get very, very few people come back after the webinar and say, oh yeah, I want to take action. It's very rare, okay?